Start recording. There it goes. Okay. Oh, hi, Nikki. You're home
Hi.
today. How are you feeling?
I'm okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's good.
That's the first thing people are
First
going to
time
hear.
using these with a conversation.
So welcome. This is January 23rd, and we're going to start with a teaching talk on bracing versus supporting. If I can find it. There it is. I'll just bring you up. And if you're not quite settled, just mute yourself and turn off your camera until you are settled. And so today, as I said, I want to talk to you about bracing versus surrendering to gravity before we get started. And I'll give you all a chance to introduce yourselves and let us know what you want to receive from the practice, and then we'll go into practice. So this is one of the themes that comes through chapter 2 of our book club book, Will Johnson's book, The Posture of Meditation. And he talks a lot about the difference between effort and ease and how we can be calm and stable and comfortable when we surrender to the flow of gravity. And actually, this is the same focus that Alice has chosen for this, her focus from this chapter as well. So if you want to hop on over to the book club discussion there, you can do that. So Will Johnson talks about how we have a system of support that's always available to us as human beings that allows our body to be relaxed without expending an excess of energy. It allows our body to experience softness and ease and a vibratory flow. And instead of exerting our own muscular tension and hardening and having pain and numbness, we can really relax into this support. And this support is the gravitational field of the earth. And this isn't really new to us because this is something we've focused on a lot through our yoga practice over the years as well. There's always gravity underneath us, and it's always drawing us to the center of the earth. And we don't have to fight against it. We can relax into its support and buoyancy. And the force of gravity supports us, and it creates stability for us. But when we don't synchronize our energy field of our body with the vertical flow of gravity, then life can become a kind of exhausting struggle. So our first task in our meditation, and particularly when we're lying down, is to allow gravity to support our body. Throughout our day, we can come up against this kind of subtle yet significant and constant tension in the musculature of our body. And it might be more acute in some parts of our bodies than others. If I were to ask you, probably a lot of you would be like, oh yeah, my shoulders or my neck or my low back, or oh yeah, I always clench my belly. But no matter where it is for you in your body, this kind of overall pattern of holding in our body, it affects your body overall. So there's many times in our day when we brace against our experience, or it just sort of grows over time, you know, when you're rushing to get something done, or when you're working on your computer, or I find it happens when I'm driving. It's just sort of like that tension kind of comes up against the, you know, oh, a pedestrian is going to walk out, or, you know, the kind of the unexpected things that happen over and over again in our day. And when we don't experience the force of gravity as support, or just kind of over and over in our day, we brace and hold ourselves against it. But when we truly relax and surrender the weight of our bodies to gravity, rather than brace against it, we can experience more flow of energy and less tension. And a lot of you have experienced that through this meditation. So the really interesting thing from the perspective of meditation is that when we hold in our body, it creates holding in our mind. And I started doing the Kosha series this morning. And so you know that when you're practicing with your physical body, it affects your mental body, your emotional body, your energetic body, your spiritual body. So holding in your body creates holding in your mind. And it restricts, when we have holding patterns in our body, it restricts our mind to this kind of superficial dimension, and it results in an ongoing internal monologue that comments on everything that passes before it. It will indulge in every fantasy about the past and the future, It creates a separate sense of self that's distinct from the rest of the world. It creates a self that's fearful. Everything feels like a threat to its existence. And this bracing and holding, it really conceals our mind's deeper possibilities. And I know all of you have experienced this in meditation too, times where you're completely relaxed in your body, and then the mind feels completely open and relaxed as well. And there isn't this ongoing chatter and worry and anxiety either. So, you know from your own experience, when you feel this support of gravity, there's a feeling tone of naturalness that starts to evolve too, and your own authentic nature starts to appear. So your meditation starts to feel more natural. You start to feel more supported by the world around you. Your body feels more relaxed and resilient. You, as a human being, feel more relaxed and resilient. So when you start to feel the support of gravity, you feel the source of support in your life, you'll come to realize that this support isn't just physical. It starts to be a process of deep healing at all levels of your body, your mind, your spirit, your emotions, your energy. This like all the layers of your being will start to heal and start to evolve for you when you surrender to this force of gravity. It just happens that when we don't have practices like this, over time we actually become accustomed to the holding and tension in our bodies. We start to relate to them. They start to feel like me, right? That's the sense of self. We experience them as normal. And through this style of meditation, we start to explore that a little bit. We examine these places of holding and tension in our body slowly, in a very calm way, and we detect that kind of holding and see where we feel it in our body, and then we start to let it go. We relax the tension in our muscles, in our bones, in our tendons, in our fascia, in our organs, in the cells that are holding it, and we release it into gravity. And then you start to feel this profound sense of relaxation. And as I said, it starts to work its way through all your layers of your being. But remember that this is a really deeply organic process. It evolves naturally over time. It's not a one and done thing. It's like brushing your teeth, right? You have to do it every day, because the truth of the matter is that, you work in the world every day. You're out in the world. There are things, it's not like I can ever avoid interacting in the world where I'm never going to drive a car again, right? There are things that I'm going to brace against in the world. So through your own meditation, you'll continually release to gravity. You keep feeling into your body, sensing the tension. And from moment to moment, you'll uncover holding and be able to release them. And slowly over time, and when I say over time, it's a lifetime, you can release to gravity. You can yield to gravity. And Will Johnson, that was like the final sentence in his chapter 2, he says, "This is the body's way of becoming ever more balanced as we continue to align ourselves with the force of gravity." So this can be something that you reflect on in your meditation practice today. And also as you move through your day, just noticing those patterns of tension and holding, embracing as they happen. As my teacher, Michael Lee from Phoenix Rising Yoga Therapy always said, with awareness comes a choice. So when you notice these bracing and holding as they happen, then you have a choice to let them go sooner. They don't have to become patterns of held tension in your body. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about this morning. And now we will go around and you can introduce yourselves and let us know what you want to receive from the practice. And you can also, you can ask questions. If you have any questions about that or comments about that, what we'll talk to, you can insert those there as well.
I'm Madeline, and I'm connecting from Michigan's Upper Peninsula. It's about 12:30 here, And my intention for this meditation is to follow along with what Melissa just spoke about, feeling gravity's pull from underneath me, and just going into the sensations, the very light sensations that I feel, and feel where they go, in or up or just around in my body.
Thanks, Madeline.
Hi, I'm Lucille and I'm in Toronto. I just want to experience it every day, so it's good to do it live.
Thanks, Lucille.
I'm Hannah.
Hannah, then Linda.
Okay, I'm going to switch my video off. You might get me better then. I'm in the UK. It's coming up for 6 o'clock. I fell asleep pretty much as soon as the somatic meditation started this morning, so I'm hoping that I won't fall asleep as much so quickly this afternoon. Just have to see what happens.
I'm Linda from the Netherlands, and it's almost 7 in the evening here, and I look forward to do a second meditation today. Just see what happens.
Thank you.
I'm Jackie. I'm connecting from Spain, and I've been following along with the recordings, and just wanted to want to kind of start a process of letting go, and I guess I have a question about whether, I mean, I know that this process, these somatic meditations will help provide me with a base that I can kind of trust in my body, and then through that trust I can start to let go. But I guess my question is, does the trust need to be something before, or does the trust come after? Does that make any sense?
Does the trust come in letting go?
Yeah, I guess does there need to be trust in the body to let go, or can the trust come from the process of letting go?
Okay, that's a good question.
Through the meditation process.
Good question. So there's something that I was actually going to touch on in the meditation itself today. This process of letting go of tension in your body is a slow one, but it can bring things for you. Have you maybe experienced that a bit in your own meditation when you've practiced with the recordings?
I can't say per se. I just know that for me, when you talk about holding and tension in the body, I know that there are definite, places where I feel that more, and I kind of have a sense of, by working through some of the other series like the Inner Critic, that it's a lot of it's linked to kind of trust. So I just get the feeling that a lot of the letting go, is kind of linked in a way. I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So the really great way about doing this in such an embodied way is that you can really trust the timing of your body, because your body, I don't know if you've noticed this, but your body will move at a much slower pace than your mind. Or if you were to go for talk therapy, for example, your talk therapist might want to move at a much quicker pace. But think about how slowly your body will heal from something. Like, I don't know if you guys remember how long it took my shoulder to start moving from frozen shoulder. So, or how long it'll take you to recover from any kind of physical ailment. Your physical body tends to move at a much slower pace. It's like It's the most dense layer. So I think in most cases you can trust the pace of your body. But that being said, you're always in charge. So it's also like your yoga practice. You know, when we talk about edge, if it's feeling like it's too much, you can back off. You can come to an edge that feels not as strong. Right? So that might just mean opening your eyes. It might just mean it might mean sitting up. It might mean turning off the meditation for today. So you're always in charge. Does that make sense? Yeah. Good
That's
question.
really interesting for me because I do find myself opening my eyes sometimes near the end of practice, and I try not to resist it. I just wonder why it's happening. And that was a pretty interesting point you made there.
Yeah, just trust your body, right? That your body is going to lead you where you want to go.
Okay, I'll jump in. My name is Paige. I'm logged in from Italy. It's about 7 o'clock here. My intention today is to continue on this process. I've been having a lot of small releases in my daily yoga practice. Small emotional releases, small realizations of things. It's just been a very kind of nothing, nothing huge. Sometimes upset, sometimes happy, and I believe that the reason that this is happening in this kind of easy way has to do with these meditations, and I just want to continue to yield to that. So that's my goal.
Thanks, Paige.
I'm Marina Patrice. I'm joining from Philadelphia. It's just before 1 o'clock here. And today is my 29th day of consecutive practice. So I've been working with the intention of devotion.
Yay!
And, every day I'm just sort of approaching it with curiosity to see what happens. Because some days I love it and some days I really rail against it. And so I'm just trying to see what happens when I make the space to practice.
Great.
And I'm Cassidy. I'm mostly along for the ride, but I do have a lot of turmoil to let settle today. So looking for a little relief.
Okay, great. Thanks for being here.
I'm Ivy, and I'm from New York, and it's again about 1 o'clock here. And this practice has been helping me to be more mindful in my body during the day. I'm noticing areas of tension that I need to let go of that are causing me some physical issues. So I want to continue my practice.
Thank you, Ivy.
I'm Nikki, and I'm here with you from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. This is my first time that I've been able to make it to one of the live classes, so I'm very pleased to be here, and I've been doing some of the recordings in the past 2 weeks, not every day, but because I haven't been well. But I really enjoy the letting go and complete calm, and also I feel very comforted when I've been doing this practice, which has been very helpful to me as I try to get well again. And the last time I practiced was 2 days ago, and I think it was the one from right after Christmas. And for the first time in that one, excuse me, I've recovered. I don't have pneumonia anymore, but I have a lot of inflammation in my lungs still. So I'm off work for a little bit. And so 2 days ago when I did the practice, I felt a lot of pain come up in my chest. I think that one was, you spoke maybe about letting go of physical tension or anyway, but you were speaking more about the body's experience in that one. And so I felt just this pain and kind of weight in my chest, which I thought was pretty interesting. And now to hear from you, Melissa, that there is a physical healing that can occur with this practice, it makes a little more sense to me. So maybe you could speak to that, because that was a very new feeling for me to have.
I think maybe I will maybe I'll speak to that another time, but
Sure.
I think it's a good question, and I'll take that away and do that as like a whole other talk.
Sure.
Okay. Because I'm going to read Nancy's and then we'll go to practice now. Nancy's got a friend too. I love how you guys are bringing friends. Okay, so Nancy's here with Christine, and Nancy's intention is to unplug from the busyness of life and plug into the earth and surrender to gravity. Okay, so let's go ahead and lie down on your backs with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. And I'm going to mute everybody so we have a quiet environment. So you're lying with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. You want to be comfortable. So adjust the position of your feet so that there is no strain in your low back, so that your hips are relaxed, and so that your pelvis is relaxed. You want yourself to be able to relax completely without any effort at all in this position. So however you can do that, do that. Comfort is the most important thing here. You may want to pull a blanket up over top of you in case you get cold. Check in also with the comfort of your neck. If it's more comfortable for you to have a pillow underneath your head so that your neck isn't strained, then do that. But if it's more comfortable for your head to be flat on the floor, then do that. So all these instructions are guidelines, but you are your own best teacher. And so you want to follow the wisdom of your own body always and do what feels best in your body for the most relaxation, for you to be able to release into the ground the most. You're going to place your palms, hands down on your belly, so that your elbows can be heavy on the ground. And you'll close your eyes to encourage that inward focus, to allow yourself to feel into your body more. And then just begin to feel the support of the earth underneath you. You're feeling your 2 feet, the 2 sides of your buttocks, your mid-back, your shoulder blades, your 2 elbows and the back of your head on the ground. And feel the earth underneath your 2 feet, the 2 sides of your buttocks, your mid-back, your 2 shoulder blades, your 2 elbows, the back of your head on the ground. And you're feeling the solidity and the support of the earth. And just allowing your body to settle. Let yourself relax into the earth, feeling the support of the earth, allowing yourself to be relaxed, open, and receptive. So this position allows your body to completely let go and release whatever tension your body's carrying and surrender it back into the earth. Feeling the support of the earth is key to this meditation. The more grounded you feel right now, the more naturally and effortlessly relaxed and open your body will be. And then by extension, the more accepting of your experience you'll be able to be as well. When you feel disconnected from the earth, you're ungrounded. You have to hold yourself up by sheer ego strength and control. And this breeds tension. This breeds fear. And just by lying down on the ground like this, there can be this letting go. But you can notice as you're lying here that you can have even little bits of tensing energetically. So just notice here where there's tensing happening and allow yourself to open and feel the support of the earth underneath you, knowing that you don't have to hold on here. You can let the earth hold you and support you here. So we begin our meditation with our feet. You bring your awareness into your feet, and we move really slowly through our feet because your feet map out your entire body. So when we move slowly through our feet, you actually release your entire body. So let your awareness be in your feet and begin by feeling your big toes on both feet. Breathe into your big toes. Breathe into all the pores of your big toes, feeling your big toe on both feet. And see what you notice here. When you're first beginning this meditation, you might not notice much at all. But in time, as the neural pathways start to open, you will begin to feel more and more into what sensations are present. So it doesn't matter how much or little is there for you. Just notice what you feel. You might feel the mass of your big toe, the bottom of your big toe, the sides of your big toe, the top of your big toe, tension around your toenail, the body of your big toe, the toe bone. And notice if you feel any discomfort, achiness, maybe even sharp pains. And there's no rush here at all. Allow yourself time to develop the sensation in your big toe. When you tune into your body in this way, you will uncover all kinds of subtle and maybe not so subtle sensations that you never even noticed were there before. So you're breathing into your big toe, and you may begin to notice that there's some holding or gripping or even just subtle tension in your big toe. When you breathe into your awareness in your big toes, you feel the tension. And as you open to the awareness in your tension, this awareness of the tension begins to transform, and that tension will begin to dissolve downwards into the earth. So it's not something you have to do. It's by bringing that tension forward that it will begin to drain downward into the earth. So as you release and relax, the energy dissolves down into the earth. So you notice the tension in your big toe. You observe it. You have this opportunity to release and relax. You breathe into your big toe. And you may even find that your feet, as you release the tension in your big toe, that it releases up into your thighs, into your low back, into your knees. And that's because you're creating a flow that draws tension from the rest of your body down through your big toe and into the earth. You may even start to feel your breath slowing down. And if so, just follow the wisdom of your body. This is your somatic sense. And this is how it presents itself to feel into your body. So now you're going to breathe into your second toe and just take the time to explore the various parts and dimensions of your second toe. See if you can uncover and tap into the tension of your second toe. And remember, it doesn't matter how much or how little you're feeling. You might feel into the bone or the skin or the little ridges, the inside, the outside, the top, the bottom. You feel the tension, you allow it to come forward, and then it relaxes. You let the energy go down into the earth. And then the middle toes, you breathe into the pores of the middle toes, you feel the middle toes. And it may be more difficult to feel than the big toe or the second toe. That's okay, you're building those neural pathways so that you can begin to sense your toes. Breathing awareness into the middle toe, connecting to whatever sensations you find. So there's no judgment here. You may feel a little, you may feel a lot. Some days you may feel more, some days you may feel less. Noticing the tension in the middle toe, feeling how it extends back into your foot. And as you feel that tension, you start to feel the tension releasing down into the ground, letting go into the ground. And as you move along through the toes, it's not a one and done thing. You might feel tension again in your big toe and your second toe. And if you do, you can come back and release and relax a little bit more. And again, as you do this, you might find elsewhere in your body that you start to let go in your hips, maybe in your sacrum, maybe your low back. And as you do this, you can feel that letting go happening in your body. This happens because throughout your whole foot, the meridians of your body run throughout your feet. So by letting go of tension in your feet, you're relaxing your whole body. So come to your fourth toe. Breathing in a focused way into your fourth toe, breathing into all the pores of your fourth toe. Your fourth toe might feel a little more hidden. It might take a little more effort to sense. Allow the tension to come forward. And then allow the fourth toe to lengthen, elongate, release, and let go. And then your baby toe. Feel into your baby toe. And you can take plenty of time with each toe until you feel yourself developing a fuller experience of sensation into each toe. Feel the tension in your baby toe. Feel how it's held. Feel how it's drawing back. And then feel the process of release and elongation. And don't worry that developing this capacity to sense and to feel into your toes may require many repetitions of this meditation. But with each session, you'll notice an increasing ability to feel and release. And even within each session, you might notice more and less, just depending on the day. So as you release tension in your feet, you're softening the boundary between the darkness of your body and the brightness of your conscious mind. Between the limitless unconscious and the bound conscious mind. So in doing this in a most gentle and natural way, you're softening the barrier against feelings and experiences you may have been avoiding, denying, or repressing. So you might find various feelings or images or memories coming up. And if you do so, you can welcome them. And if they become too much, then you can relax and let the practice go for a little while or for the day. So there's no rush. You just take what you need, and when you feel ready, you return to the practice. It really is quite rare to come up against anything that feels overwhelming, but it can happen. Accessing our larger, undiscovered feeling life through our body is the safest of all ways to do it. because you do follow gently and follow the guidance of your body, it will let you know how much is enough and how much is too much. So now you're feeling all 5 toes. Feel all your 5 toes and see if there's any further tension on the bottoms of the toes, the sides of the toes, the tips of the toes, and let go further. And then you come into the ball of your foot, right behind the toes. Notice where your toes enter your feet. It can be a lot of tension and holding right where your toes connect to your feet. You can discern the tension and breathe into each connection where your big toe, your second toe, your third toe, your fourth toe, and your baby toe connect with your feet. And then move further back into the ball of your foot, feeling for the sensation, the denseness, feeling the tension, allowing the tension to come forward. And as you do this, you may feel other parts of your body showing you that they're tense as well. And this is an invitation to release those parts as well. And again, follow that wisdom of your body. You can let go those parts of your body that are feeling tense and come back to your feet. So now we're coming into the arch of your foot. This is another place where there's a lot of holding. Feel the brittleness of the arch of your foot, the front of your arch, the middle of your arch, the back of your arch, the inside of your arch, the outside of your arch. Feeling the tension, feeling maybe even some pain, feeling the holding on, breathing into the tension, and feeling the gradual dissolution of tension as it releases down into the earth. And then feeling the outside of your foot from your baby toe all the way to your heel. Band of tension there. And notice just by bringing awareness that the awareness of the invitation of the tension is an invitation to relax it. Breathe deeply. It may feel as though there is a river of tension flowing down through your feet, like sand moving through an hourglass. Let go, and then go right into the interior of your foot, the top of your foot. Feel all these little crossroads and heavy masses of tension. You can breathe into those tensions, those places of tension. And then feel them release down into the earth. Come into your heel. Feel the tightness and the density in your heel, the bone, the muscle, the fascia. And then feel the tension flowing out of your heel like a funnel. Just let your whole foot melt, relax, dissolving, melting down into the earth. So now we'll include your heel and your ankle. Feeling your ankle bones on the outside, your ankle bones on the inside, feeling the tension, and then feeling that release down into the earth through your feet. Allowing yourself plenty of time coming onto the inside of the ankles, feeling the tension on the inside of the ankles, allowing yourself plenty of time. The neurological capacity is developed by focusing on one area. When you stay with one area, move slowly with it, it will carry over with you to your next meditation section. And then it becomes the baseline for your felt sensation when you return to this area, when you return to your feet the next time, when you return to your ankles the next time. So now your whole foot is relaxing. If another layer of tension reveals itself, you can go back to that layer. It's like layers of an onion. Another layer, you release one layer, another layer presents itself, and you let go of that. So this, as I said, this is a lifelong process. It's not a one and done thing. You release a layer, another layer reveals itself. That's how it goes. So you come now to your shins, your shin bones. Your bones hold tension as well. Feel into your shin bone. And feel the parts of your shin bone that you can feel, bring your awareness to, and then allow your awareness to expand along your shin bone. So if you can sense in the center, then allow it to expand upwards and downwards, or forwards and backwards. And then as you do so, notice how you can release that tension down your lower leg through your feet and into the earth. And then move your awareness back through your lower leg into your calf muscle. Feel the density, feel the tightness. And again, notice where the points of openness and awareness of felt sensation are. What parts of your calf muscle can you feel? And it may be a point that's calling out to you, where you feel maybe numbness, maybe pain. Go to that point and then allow your awareness to expand from there, either up and down your calf muscle or forward and back. And remember, it may not happen all at once. It will happen gradually at time. You're slowly rebuilding the neural connections so that your awareness can expand. And as you do it this time, it will carry over into your next session. So as you release in your lower legs, you may notice releasing up higher in your body. Just letting go throughout your lower legs. Maybe you're noticing a release through your knees. Coming into your knees. Feeling tension on the outside of your knees, the inside of your knees, your kneecap. Just letting everything go down through your lower legs, your feet, and into the earth. So you're letting tension go down into the earth. At the same time, earth is drawing the tension down into itself. This is because the kind of neurotic tension that we are carrying around is actually the energy of the basic life force that originates up from the earth in the first place. And it's gotten trapped in our ego machinery of denial and repression instead of flowing through us. So that energy that originates in the earth flows up through our life process in the form of experience, and it seeks to complete itself and return to the earth source, back down to the earth. And our ego gets in the way in its neurotic form. It appropriates that life force to try to maintain itself, derailing that energy and damming it up. The result is what we might call the pathological ego. So this release back down into the earth is actually a reflection of the deepest and subtlest dimension of deep ecology, part of allowing the energy in the form of our experience to complete its own cycle. Our human exploitation of the environment and the planet begins right here. Misusing the life force in service of ignorance, aggression, and greed. If we cut the process right here and not territorializing and trying to own the life force for our own ego processes, we're doing the most ecologically responsible thing we could ever do here. So once our exploitation on a basic level is brought to an end, a healthy and creative ecological consciousness toward the world is natural, and it's an inevitable outcome. So keep letting that energy flow down through your lower legs and into the earth. Now bring your awareness to your buttocks on either side. Feel them touching the earth. And allow them to rest into the earth more deeply. Feel your buttocks with as much sensation as possible. Notice the tension in your buttocks and relax and let go of the tension. And you'll use your buttocks here as the access point to the earth as you did in your feet previously. So now you're going to come to your perineum. This is the space between your genitals and your sex organs. So there's generally a lot of trauma there for everyone, for men and women alike. So you're going to go gently here, listen to your own body, feel into the perineum, the space between your pubic bone and your sit bones, just in front of your anal area, feeling the tension, allowing the space to release, feeling the tension around your anal area, allowing it to relax. Feeling the interior of your lower belly, feeling the tension and the holding on. A lot of tension here from holding, clenching. The region of your genitals, including the prostate for men, and for women, the cervical area. And next, the pubic bone. So the whole pelvic floor, relaxing, releasing, and letting go. And then coming to your whole pelvis, your whole pelvic cavity, feeling your hip bones, letting them relax and release. Also your hips on the outside, a lot of tension there. Feeling the tension on the outside of your hips. And allow yourself to go slowly and carefully in each place. There's so much here for you. Keep breathing. Come to the insides of your thighs. Feel the tension and the holding on here. So this starts all the way at your knee and goes all the way down into your groin, right to your pelvic floor. Feel where you're holding, feel the tension, and release and let go. And you can notice the emotional tone as you release and let go, as you call the tension forward. There are many, many discoveries to be made here, and they all lead in the direction of greater awareness and integration, greater health and well-being. Feel the tops of your legs now, your quadricep muscles, very dense, very strong, a lot of holding, a lot of tension, all the way from your knees to your hip bones. Notice where you feel the tension. And as you bring that tension forward, notice how your body wants to release and let go. So you can go slowly and gently listen to your body and have confidence in what you find. Your body wants to relax. Your body wants to be free. Your body wants to live for your sake, for the sake of your life, for the sake of the lives that you're in relationship with, for the sake of your relationship with the earth itself. And then come to the backs of your legs. Feeling the tightness along the backs of your legs, your hamstrings, where they connect at the backs of your knees, all the way up to your sit bones. Again, very dense, fibrous muscles there, feeling into the density there. Breathing. So now your whole lower back is relaxing, releasing, and letting go. Feel that from your pelvis down through your feet. And then come to your mid back at the base of your ribs, the bottom of your sternum, and feel the connection between your earth and the back of your ribs, the base of your ribs. Breathing in. Feel the sensations at the base of your ribs, behind the base of your sternum. Feel the tension. And let go. And then feel all the organs between your pelvis and the base of your ribs. Feel the tension in the organs. Allow all the tension from the organs in your abdominal area to relax, release, and let go. Let the energy sink down into the earth. And then you're coming to your shoulder blades. At the back of your body, feel their connection to the ground underneath you. And then feel forward from your shoulder blades forward to your chest. Feel the tension through the layers of your body, from your shoulder blades at the back forward through your chest across to your shoulders. Breathe awareness into the interior of your upper body, the fronts of your shoulder blades inside your body, to the sides. Feel the sensation, and then let that tension dissolve through all the layers of your upper chest, through your shoulder blades, through your upper back. And then feel your elbows heavy on the ground. Let your elbows be heavy, coming back to your shoulders, feeling the tension in your shoulders. And let all the tension from your shoulders, let all the burdens, all the responsibilities, let all the resentment, let all the holding on go, flow from your shoulders down through your upper arms, through your elbows, into the earth. All the shoulds, all the things like you feel like you have to do, just travel from your shoulders down through your upper arms, through your elbows, into the earth. You let it go. And then you come to your hands, all your fingers, the joints of your fingers, your palms, the backs of your palms, the base of your thumbs, all the things you feel like you have to do, all the things you do, all the things you've done, all the things you regret, your forearms, all the ways you've been mistreated. You just let those flow down through your forearms, down through your elbows, into the earth. Breathing, breathe deeply here. Allow the tension to come forward. Come back to your heart center, come back to your chest, come to the sternum. At the top of your chest where your collarbones meet, feel the tightness, feel the tension there. Feel the holding on. Keep breathing. Allow there to be space between your teeth. Let your tongue float in your mouth as you breathe into your heart center, feeling your lungs hugging your heart center, feeling the tension around your lungs, your heart center, your sternum, your collarbones. Breathing, breathing, breathing. And as you breathe out, let that tension dissolve down through your upper back, through the backs of your shoulder blades and into the earth. So now your whole body is relaxing, your 2 feet, your 2 buttocks, your 2 elbows, your 2 shoulder blades. And then we come to your head. Feel the tension in your forehead, your cheeks, your nose, your teeth, your jaw. Allow the tension to come forward and let it dissolve through the back of your head and into the ground. Come to your tongue. Feel the tension at your tongue, the space under your tongue where your tongue attaches to your mouth. And then follow that down underneath your chin. Let your lower teeth, your lower jaw relax. Feel the sides of your face. Allow that to release, dissolve. Your ears. Feel the tension on your scalp. Move slowly. Take time with each part. Feel the tension in your eyebrows. Everything melts. Pay special attention to your face as a whole. Your face actually carries your ego, identity, and structure in it. Feel the tension in your eyes, your eye socket, the back of your eye, your optic nerve, a little bit down from the center. Allow your attention to go there. Feel the tension and allow it to relax. Your eye is another microcosm of your whole body. So the tension you hold in your eyes is bound up in the tension of your whole body. This is another place where you can access your whole body. Feel the tension around the eye sockets. Relax your whole eye. Feel your upper lip, your lower lip. Just let your whole face melt, your eyebrows, let your face become like putty, dissolving, softening, losing its shape completely. And then the top of your head. Let energy, tension flow out through your brain, through the back of your head and into the earth. So normally we're used to using our head as a thinking place, but right now in this meditation, let your head be a feeling place. Feel the tension, let the tension in your head come forward, and then let your face, your head, dissolve, melt, soften, lose its shape completely, dissolve, melt into the earth. And then feel your body as a whole. Breathe into all the pores of your skin in your entire body. And allow any other places that is calling your body forward, calling in your awareness to relax and release. As you scan your body, if there's any further points of tension, you can let them go into the earth. And as you feel your body, just sense the stillness in it. It's a beautiful thing right now just to attend to your body with a sense of energy, commitment, and devotion. And when your mind wanders, as it will, you just come back to your body with this sense of reverence and devotion, feeling your body as a whole, just being there, relaxing, letting go, surrendering to gravity, letting your body continually melt into the earth underneath you. You're just relaxing completely, even to the point of going to sleep. Letting go of everything, but maintaining a level of attention during the process, just looking for places where you're holding on and then letting go of that holding on. And your body will continue to offer up those places. As long as you are willing to be present, your body will continually show you the places where you can release. And if your body is asking you to make small adjustments to your hips, your legs, your arms, your upper body, just follow those promptings of your body. You'll notice as you let go of the ego impositions that you're holding, it'll just be more natural to find an alignment that's more consistent with what your body actually needs rather than anything that you might try to impose or try to do. So make adjustments as you feel called to make them. So now you're just going to lie there, feeling whatever you're feeling, exploring whatever is coming up, taking your time, being in this state of somatic relaxation and openness with you. Okay, so when you're ready, set the intention to carry this level of relaxation with you, and you can make your way back up to seated. Okay, so this time now is open for you to speak about your experience, either the one that you had today, if you have any questions or if you want to speak about your experience, or you can also speak about your meditation practice in general. If you have questions about it, generally speaking, that this is the time for it. But also listening is just as a valuable way to participate in this part of the circle. So I open the circle to you now.
Hi, Melissa. There was no stillness at all for me today in this meditation. I was very uncomfortable. I kept going from bent legs to straight legs and twitching legs, and they just kept moving and moving. I was very frustrated, and there's stuff happening in my legs for sure. And wet eyes. So I recall from my Phoenix Rising years ago that stuff in legs is all to do with childhood. So I did have some memories come up and think, yep, there it is. But when you invited us at the end to stay, I could not stay. I had to sit up and rock myself. Like I'm still kind of feeling a need to move.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it was very different today.
Mm-hmm. So I just want to acknowledge that you listened to what you needed and followed that.
Yeah.
I had a new experience today. Often when I transition from lying down to sitting up, the tension on my shoulders returns like very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And today I found a lot of room for my breath in this practice. And when I sat up, like there was still a ton of space for my breath, which was a really pleasant surprise.
Nice. Did that mean that this didn't kind of tense up again?
Yeah, it's funny though, because it's not really a place that I often feel like I have tension. So it's always interesting to me when I make the transition from lying down to sitting up, because it feels like weight. But it's not the spot where I typically hold my tension. But it's happened a number of times in my practice over the last month or so. So anyway, it didn't happen today.
So like when you sit up, you like become aware of almost like a holding pattern you have, you think?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, because I have like sort of a chronic holding pattern across the middle of my back.
Yeah.
So I think what happens in the meditation is that it actually lets go.
Okay.
And then when I sit up, like things settle in a different place.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's like maybe a new level of spaciousness to hold it or something today.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'll speak to my experience. I felt, my feet felt quite cold in the beginning, well, throughout most of the meditation. I could sense into them, but I felt waves of coldness through them at certain points. There was definitely some imagery coming up for me, especially during the first half of the meditation. And something I've noticed when doing the recordings, which I need to make adjustments about, is I don't tend to have a lot of padding, shall we say, on my buttocks. So I could feel my lower vertebra felt quite painful at times, and I think I probably need to put an extra cushion or do something, because that I don't know whether, yeah, I guess it's just a contact point, which is the same thing happened to the back of my head, but I do now use a cushion. But I think I definitely need to make some adjustments to ensure that my lower back is a bit more comfortable. I can't say that I felt much different attending a live meditation meetup as opposed to a recording, but maybe that's just the experience I had today, and I don't know, going forward maybe it will be different. But I really liked that, and thank you.
What's your current setup for your mat situation that you're lying on?
I have my mat, and then I did put another, we've got cold, hard stone floor. So I've got a rug, like a natural woven rug thing. And then I've got a mat, and then I put a blanket on top of that. And then I lay on that. So yeah, I did actually put something extra on today to counter for the back, but it obviously still wasn't enough.
Yeah. So still more needed. Good.
I have a question related to that. I'll speak closer. I know I have more bump than you, Melissa. And you talk about feeling your buttocks connected. When I bend my knees, I have feet, tailbone, and then back. Am I doing something wrong?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. So there may be other points of contact on the ground too, like sacrum. Yeah. It just depends on the structure and alignment of your body.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like sacrum a lot of time on the ground. Christine, who is Nancy's friend, said she liked the idea of releasing the ego from the face. She didn't know it was there. It's one of like the main sites of holding, right? Because this is like where we present ourselves to the world, right? Everything's good, everything's okay. My Chinese medicine doctor told me this week, because like every issue she treats me for is liver, which is like frustration, anger, resentment, right? And she says, you really need to watch that resentment because it's starting to come out on your mouth here, all these little lines around your mouth. That's resentment, Melissa. She says, you don't want more lines around your mouth. She's trying to talk to me language that'll like get through to me, right? So yeah, all those ego layers of ego, like the way I bring up that resentment one, right? Because that's that layer of I'm not happy with this experience, right? Resentment. Right? Yeah.
So will they go? Will they go when you let go?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
The lines, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was age.
Well, the older you get, right? The more resentment. I think about my grandma in her older years. She was quite like she spent a lot of her life being quite angry and resentful, actually. But in her older years, she came into a lot of joy, and really like a lot of joy for her grandchildren in particular, and her children and her husband, and there was a lot of softening that happened in her face in those last years.
Good.
Well, I just had quite a scary time there. A lot of fear came up, and I realized what it was. It's trusting my body again. And I think that's why I've had so much resistance over the last couple of months to even coming to the mat and practicing. And this week, I heard every single word that you said, Melissa. I've not had that for a couple of months either. I've had a lot of drifting off, a lot of eye-opening and such like. And my eyes opened today when you were talking less about the body and more about theory or something. I can't remember what it was. And I thought, just be with it because of what you'd said earlier. And then my knees bent because I lie with my legs flat with my knees just on a folded zabuton. So my legs just bent and flopped to one side, like a lying back twist with my shoulder blades still flat on the ground. And I thought, what's going on? And I kind of don't resist, just be with it and see what happens. And it felt really nice. And then a couple of minutes later, they flopped to the other side. And then I started crying because it was trusting my body to do what it wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so scary. So many years I've been so scared of my body.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I've just had a chat with Nick, and I think to make it easy, I'm going to do the longer ones while he's here, on Mondays and maybe at the weekends, and I'll do a shorter somatic meditation when he's not here, because I am really fearful.
Yeah.
But actually, from my experience today, I recognize that it's going to help me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's where I want to go, and I really want to embrace my body and allow it to do what it wants to do without that fear. It's, you know, obviously there's that story behind it, but there is that fear because of all those seizures. It's just ingrained. If it does something I'm not aware of, then it's just total fear.
A fear of losing control, fear of going into a seizure, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that lack of trust.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Hannah. It's ringing very loudly with me as well, and I realize I have not trusted my body for a good portion of my life, and this is the first time, and I know Melissa has said it every time we've done the practice, but this is the first time that I've heard it and been cognizant of the fear that I have of what my body might do next that I can't control. And it takes a lot of courage for you to speak about that, and I appreciate you sharing it, because it's helped me a lot over the years, as you have shared it today in particular. Thank you.
So I just a couple of things about that. One is I did actually significantly change the wording of the meditation this week, so that's why you heard things differently.
Is that why? Okay.
So
I thought I was missing something there.
No, you were hearing things in a new way. And two, I think a lot of people that have like chronic illness, chronic pain issues can probably relate to what Hannah's saying. I know for myself that because I experience migraines and pain, that I can relate. But it's not the same as. I just wanted to say that I acknowledge Hannah's experience as unique, and what I'm going to say is not the same as her experience.
Right.
So I can only relate to it from the framework of what I experienced, which is that oh no, oh shit feeling when it's like maybe going to start happening, and then how long is it going to happen for? How long am I going to be gone for? How much is my life going to be messed up for when it starts to go down that loop? And then what happens then in my experience is that my body goes, fuck no. Right? There's a huge bracing against it. Right? So I'm kind of guessing, as scary as this is, that what we're doing in this somatic meditation is the complete opposite. Right? There's a real relaxing and unfolding here of releasing the tension, right? And we can, in my experience, what we're doing here, that we're uncovering layers of tension that actually move me away from going into those experiences, and that those experiences actually come from very different places, from a very different place. actually everything that we talk about, the bracing, the bracing, right? But that I totally recognize those points of, because we've had those of us who have chronic pain, and whether that those experiences are, so every single person in the world has a story, and whether that experience is physical pain or, you know, emotional wounding, we all have our own story and baggage, right? And we all have our version of no, right? But it's all, and I remember I used to say when I did a lot of Phoenix Rising yoga therapy that everybody that came to my mat was like presenting ice cream. It's kind of a nice way of saying it, but it was all different flavors of ice cream, right? So it's, everybody had a story, but it was all ice cream, all different flavors. And so it's the same thing here. It's like, it's that, it's all at the root of it. It's all the unknown, right? It's the bracing against, and that's what causes that layer of tension that our body, that then creates the suffering, that then creates the fill in the blank for whatever it is in our lives, right?
Mm.
I think I'm answering Nikki's question now. So, yeah, and there's been so much of it in our lives, over how many years, that it's a pattern, and it's hard to trust this, right? The unfolding.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think your intention of having somebody there with you, an extra person, a support, that's why we practice together in groups, and having part of the group is a good one.
It's really interesting because I've connected to my body with yoga for so long and with Yoga Nidra for so long, but that is usually me in control. And I've realized today that this is just that little bit different, where I'm letting my body take control. It feels good, but it's kind of scary. It's because I thought this was very similar to Yoga Nidra, but it's in many ways it's so different.
Yeah.
My skull feels heavy.
I think that's why there was, it is, and I think that's why there was so much silence and space today, and why I didn't say, oh, nobody wants to talk, okay, goodbye, because I knew there was stuff going on.
Melissa, you've really helped me understand something that was brewing under the surface. Over the weeks of doing somatic meditation, I always want to feel physical release tension, physical tension, and I've had a hard time feeling my feet. And but I think what's releasing is grief, and so grief, like fear, is a layer of physical tension too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I've been so confused. Maybe that's what all the shaking in the legs is. I want it to be physical release, like physical pain, but I don't feel it as physical pain. I feel it as this huge mountain of grief.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for your words.
So, and let's cycle right back to the beginning too. And I think Paige has made a really good point here, which helped, thank you, Paige, you helped me to cycle right back to the beginning, which is, you know, you're not out in no man's nowhere land, right? Let's go right back to the beginning, which is you do have the support of the earth underneath you, right? That is, you're not alone. You have the wisdom of your body, and that support of the earth is always underneath you, always calling you back to its source, right? You have that deep relationship with it, right? There's always that energy flow being placed right. Feel that support underneath you. You're not alone. You're held there. That loving presence is always there. Okay. So this will continue to unfold. It's not done. And I thank you for your practice today. You can, Hannah, feel free to reach out to me this week, or anybody who needs to reach out this week, feel free to reach out. Or you can post on the forum or reach out to me individually, and I will see you next week. Namaste.
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 Bye.